Good morning. Happy Monday morning. Welcome to Petra's Happy Place. This morning I'd like to talk about some yarn weights and hook sizes. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel and hit the like button. And if you would, please hit that notification bell next to the subscription box there, because it will give you a reminder every time I share a new video. This morning I've got some hooks in front of me here, and I've also got some yarn weights, and I'd like to explain to you the differences. I think too many times what has happened is that these go unexplained to a certain degree. So let's start with hook sizes. In the United States and across Canada, and I think sometimes in Europe, they have the sizes, the alphabetical sizes. They start with, I think, B or C, and go all the way up to K, L, M, N, O. I don't know how high up they go. But most of them correlate to a number, a millimeter size. I have found here in the last month or two that it is more important to go by the millimeter size and forget about the actual letter size. Some companies use this alphabetical system and some of them do not. And what I have found, it used to be I didn't care what hook size, I just picked up a hook. I didn't even read on the labels of the yarn what kind of or what size hook to use. But lately I've been realizing that different hook sizes are really important when you're following a pattern. It could mean that your pattern turns out too big, too small. It could be that it gets caught on the different yarns. So let me start by explaining the different sizes. Generally speaking, the hook sizes go by 1/2 millimeter increments. The smallest one I have here, and I don't know if this is the actual correct one, but it says it's a size D, a 3.25, and it's really tiny. I don't know if you can see it in the with the glare. Let me see here. Well, regardless, I don't know as if this is the correct size, because like I said, the sizes will go by 1/2 millimeter increments. So let me see my next one here. I have a size E, and this E doesn't even have the millimeter size on it. And I'm so sorry if it's not picking up. There's a really bad glare here in front of the window. But what I want to do is I'm going to lay or put a size D, which is, and here a 3.25, and then this E, and then the F. And the F is a 3.75, which it's not supposed to be. But I'm going to put them up here and see if you can tell the difference in the sizes. It's going to be really hard to see, like I said, especially with this glare. That one looks much larger than it really is. Okay, but I want to give you an example. I have one of the most popular sizes is going to be a 5.5 millimeter. And usually it is a size I, okay? So I have here a size I, and this says 5.25. Can you see that? Okay. Now this is a different style of hook. We're not going to talk about this right now. I just want to talk about the actual number. This is a 5.25. Whereas this one says I 5.5. Even though it's only a quarter difference, that quarter difference in the size will make so much of a difference in a pattern. Okay? This is also a 5.5 millimeter. And it's a different, I don't know if you can tell the difference. Let me see if I can put it up here. It's a different size tip, if you can see the different tip. It's what you call an inline instead of a tapered. There's a slight difference there. Okay, so what I want to do is here show you some of the bigger sizes. We've got a 6 millimeter, a 6.5. Here, these are a little bit larger, but like I said, they are an actual tip size, and they're referring to this part of the hook, okay? Because when you put your needle, or excuse me, the hook tip inside the yarn, it's going to form a loop that's this big. That's what they're talking about, okay? And then I've got all the way up to a size, here's a size 9. And it's really good. Oh, let me see. There you go, a size 9. And then this one is a size 10. Okay, so it's really important when you're following a pattern to make sure that you get the exact hook size that they're recommending if you are using the same size yarn. Okay, so let me get to that. There are different weights when it comes to yarn, and it starts with a 1. Actually, it starts with a thread size, but we're not going to talk about thread right now. We're talking about the actual yarn and how it's spun, okay? You start with a size 1, and I'm going to show you where it is on the actual label. Usually, they're going to be on the label. Let me see here. There we go. It's right there, okay? Do you see that little 1 there in the middle? That indicates the thickness of the yarn. Okay, I'm going to pull that up there and you'll see the thickness. This is a size 1. Now, I don't have any size 2 in my repertoire here. I thought I had a size 3. Let me see here. Size 3. Oh boy, I thought I had a size 3 here. Yes, this yarn that I started using for my project, and I'll get to that here in just a second if I have a minute. This is a size 3. Let me pull it up here. It says it on the label, and it should always say it on the label. Now, some of the older yarns, I realize it's right there. Some of these do not say it anymore, the older ones. Okay, wait a minute. It's a little tiny ball of yarn there, and it says it right on top. So some of the older yarns, I'm talking like 30, 40 years old, might not have that on there. I did find some old yarns that doesn't have the number on it anymore. Okay, so I want to show you to compare on my finger, and it's just a slight difference, but you can see it, how thick it is. Okay, and there's one that goes in between there. One is usually called a superfine. Let me see here if it says it exactly on here. Yes, superfine 1. And there it is again. Let me show you. Superfine 1. Whereas the 3 is called medium. Let me see here. It's not going to say. But let me point out again, there's that little 3 right there. Okay. All right. So then the next one is a 4. Okay. And that is going to be the majority of the acrylic yarns are going to be in a size 4. And it says medium 4 right here. Medium 4. You see that? It's a worsted weight. Now I'm going to show, actually, I've got 2. This one this yarn says that it is a 4, okay? Let me show you here. It said, oh, no, that is the 3. Excuse me. That says a 3. So I'm going to hold the 3 and the 4 next to each other. And remember, like I said, I don't have the number. You see the difference there? There is a 3 on top and a 4 on the bottom. Okay? And then, like I said, the 4 is one of the most popular ones. That's what the acrylic is. You can find these yarns anywhere. You can find them at Walmart and Target and all the different yarn stores. They have their own brand, and they're all their acrylic worsted weight. That's what they call them, a medium 4, okay? The 3 is usually called, what do they usually call this? A lightweight 3. A lightweight 3, and then the 2 is, I can't remember, but they say what it is, like fine. I think it's sock weight. Number 2 is sock weight, and then number 3 is, what did I say here? I can't remember now. The 3 is a lightweight, 4 is medium weight, and then we go into 5 and 6. Okay, 5 is bulky. Okay, do you see the 5 right there? This is a bulky yarn. And then they have a 6, which is called super bulky. Makes sense. I'm going to find the number here for you. You see the number 6 there? Okay, so this is the super bulky. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run my finger. I'm going to put a 4, a 5, and a 6 next to each other so you can see the difference. 4, 5, well, maybe. And sometimes, and I have found this in several cases, the label will say something, but then when you really look at it, there's not a whole lot of a difference, but that's what the manufacturer labeled it, and that's what you usually go by. Okay, so let's see if I can bring these up to the camera. We've got, oops, 4, 5, and 6. This yellow here is considered a 4. This one in the middle, now this is considered a 5. But I think that the reason why it's considered a 5 is because it's got this fuzz around it, okay? And then this is the super bulky, the 6, okay? So let me just give you a little bit of a hint, okay? If you're wanting something very lightweight, whether it be a shawl or something lightweight in a top, you need to use something smaller, okay? Like either a 1, 2, or 3. If you do use those and you use a larger hook, it's going to make really big loops, okay? And have lots of big spaces in between it. If you want something very fine, very tightly woven, you're going to use a very fine yarn, and you're going to use a very small hook. That's generally what you're going to do. So right now I started a project, and I am following Jayda InStitches. She's another podcaster, and I will put that in the description notes. But I am making a little, well, where'd my yarn go here? I'm going to make a shawl, okay? And the name of the shawl is called the Old Country Bridges Shawl. And she has a tutorial up on her YouTube page, okay? But it's this very lacy looking pattern, okay? I'm going to be using, I think I showed you this before. I showed you this yesterday. If anybody followed my tour of my happy place, you would see it, okay? But this is the yarn bee, and this is called Katarina, and it is, and I showed you this earlier, but it's a 3. It's a number 3, okay? There you go. It's a lightweight 3. And it even says, now if you look at the labels, you'll see on the label all of the information that you would need to know. Okay, now I'm going to try to put this up close so you can see it. But it says on here, even there's a hook size here at the bottom, and knitting needle sizes. If you're a knitter, those are the sizes that you would use. Okay, and it says all around the box, the square, it will tell you what it is. All of this is the directions for washing and everything like that. But this is what I want you to look at right here. On that little box there, it says H8 5mm. And that just happens to be, now if I've lost my hook. That is not the hook I'm going to be using, because I guess I decided I wanted a smaller weave. Because what she was using was a different yarn, okay? So I'm just winging it. So don't use me as an example when you're first starting out, okay? But I'm going to be using this hook. It's a G 425, all right? What I'm going to do in one of my future videos is I'm going to take the same yarn. I'm going to pick a yarn, and I'm going to use different hook sizes with it, with the same tension and everything, and I want to show you the differences that it makes, okay? So, that was just a quick little video to talk about the differences in the yarn and the yarn weights and the different hook sizes. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. I don't want to leave anybody out. I know that this might seem way too basic for those of you who have been crocheting for a very long time, but in my experience, especially in the last couple months thinking about the projects that I've made in the past, I didn't even realize, I never looked at the patterns. I never looked at the, on the labels of the different yarns. I didn't care. I was just getting yarn, and I don't know if anybody else out there is like that. But it's come to my attention, and it's something that I need a refresher course in. I needed a refresher course in, so I'm hoping some of you would appreciate the fact that I went over those. I think too many times those seasoned crocheters either have forgotten or don't remember, or they don't ever use, or sometimes they just need a reminder of what is the recommended, not required, recommended weights and hook sizes that the actual manufacturer of the yarn recommends. So I showed you my project, and I call it my, do you remember what we call a work in progress? A whip, right? We call it a whip. Now, just recently I heard a new term called a joy in progress. Now, I don't want to call things gyps. I don't like that. It just doesn't flow very well. So I want to find out what you think of that. What if I started calling my projects that I'm working on joys in progress? Just leave your comment in the comment section and let me know what you think of that. Okay, so I'm going to put a link in that in the description box below. I'm going to just put the Jayda InStitches, that tutorial, in the box below. If you have an interest in joining me or maybe making one of your own, just kind of watch the video. Jayda is a wonderful instructor. She is so thorough in how she teaches how to crochet, and she's, you can always, that's why I love YouTube videos. You can always stop it and let it play, you know, let it play whenever you need the instructions, and then stop it so you can follow along. So if you have any questions, please leave it in the comments section. Please subscribe and like this video. Hit that notification bell if you would, please, if you want to see further videos. This is August, and many YouTubers in the crochet community are doing what they call Vlogust, where they are putting out something every day. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to follow that. Since I work full-time, I don't know if I'm going to be able to actually do something like that every single day. But I am hoping I can, so that I can share with you, continue sharing with you, my love of crochet. Thank you again for watching Petra's Happy Place. Have a wonderful and blessed day. Bye-bye.